Okay, so in this Windows 8 training module, we're going to take a look at the differences between applications and programs. Now, both of these pieces of software can run on the x86 processor platform. If you have a Windows RT tablet, this means that you use a ARM-based processor, which cannot run normal programs or traditional Windows programs. You are stuck running only Windows applications from the Windows Store. Okay, so the easiest way to show you the differences between a program and application is to show you the differences in the Internet Explorers. The program version runs on the desktop. Now we're currently in the desktop here, so all programs, all traditional Windows programs, which came from like Windows XP operating systems, Windows Vista, Windows 7 operating systems, these will all run within the desktop. Now the desktop itself is actually a giant application. So programs essentially run on the desktop application. They don't run the same way that they used to. Now, programs and applications are completely separate. They're both pieces of software running on the Windows operating system, but they're essentially like distant cousins. They do not talk to each other. For example, Internet Explorer, this one here, this is the program version. This guy, if you were to bookmark a web page in this version of Internet Explorer, it will not show up in the application version of Internet Explorer. So they don't talk, they don't share information back and forth, they're completely separate. Now, as you can see in our traditional version of Internet Explorer, we have the taskbar along the bottom here. With all of our current information, it looks just the same as it did on any normal desktop. We have the red X up in the corner. Our address bar is also along the top here. And so now if we take a look at the application version of Internet Explorer, we'll notice some differences here. And here's IE here. Oh, and as a side note, if you install any other web browser such as Firefox or Chrome, this application version will actually disappear from the start menu. It will assume that it's no longer your default web browser, so when it's set as no longer the default web browser, it actually takes the link to this application version away from the desktop. Not sure why Microsoft decided to do that, but that's what they've decided to do in Windows 8. I'll actually link to an article about more about the situation with that. So, in the application version here, we can see some differences right away between the old version. You'll notice that all toolbars, taskbars, everything disappears, and you get a full screen view of a web page. You'll also get it in a mobile view too. And you can also change this to not be in a mobile view. So you can see here it's different. We raise our taskbar up here. Now along the top here, this is essentially our tabs up here. And we can open up new tabs by hitting this plus icon here. But take note, you see how the application takes up the entire screen. Everything's moved around. You have no taskbar. This is how we can tell that we're inside of an application because it takes up the entire menu and we don't have usual traditional menus. So there's just a quick look at the differences between an application and a program. Let's go back to our start screen here. And you'll notice here these are all applications. We'll open up another one. Let's do the Netflix app here. It's pretty popular. But you can see, again, it takes up the entire screen and it removes all other blockers. You still have your normal start menu here and all that other fun stuff, but it takes up everything. And if we look at the program versions of Internet Explorer or anything else, it does not. It simply looks like a normal application. So those are the differences. Just be aware, programs and applications separate from each other. They do not communicate as of yet, and they are both programmed in different ways too. So there you go.